part 2 of the story. So if you're just joining us, this is a story time about how I had one of the longest days recently and I just regretted leaving the house because majaribu yalinisonga. Anyways, so if you haven't watched part 1 of the story, please watch it so that you can connect into this part of the story. So my friend has left. I'm still in CBD town. I'm trying to find my way to the bus station place area where I catch my buses to get home. And the line of people waiting on buses to get home was like at least a kilometer long. At least a kilometer long backwards. And you just look at it and you just start doing the math, like, do I really need to go? Is it worth it? So I started thinking, let me not count on this, because honestly I didn't have the energy to stand in that line. Mind you, it's still raining. It started raining again. I forgot to mention, when we were waiting for that traffic police officer to open the lane for us to enter the CBD, it started raining again. So right now I'm standing in the rain assessing my options, and I'm like, no, let me just first of all even find someone to use their phone to call home, because like I need more cash. I can't go home with just 100 shillings. I need more to get home. So first shop I entered was some M-Pesa shop. The lady there, M-Pesa ladies, I'm sorry, but like the stereotype seems to be true. So I go up to the M-Pesa lady. I'm like putting on my most humble face, the humblest face I know I can put on. Like I can't even do it right now, but like humble. Humility was me, and me was humility at that point in time. So I get there, I'm like, habari madam, aki tunaomba tu kwa upole, tunaomba tu nisaidie simu yako kidogo. I need to call home and ask for money to get home because I'm stranded and my phone is dead. I have money in my M-Pesa, but my phone is dead. And there I'm channeling like my humblest tone of voice, you guys. Like, I was so humble about it. And of course, like being entitled to kindness is not a good thing, because you don't know what people are going through out here. You don't know people's philosophy in life. So it's not fair to put these expectations on people to deliver for you. So I was very, very much cognizant of the fact that she might not help me out. But either way, I was willing to take the risk, because at this point, it was either that or I walk home. Yeah. So she looks at me and then she's like, oh, my phone, I've been trying to buy credit the whole day, but inakata. And then I remember I'm wondering, what the heck does that even mean? What do you mean umekuwa ukitry to buy credit na inakata? What does that mean? What you've been trying to buy airtime, but it's not working. Kind of sus, but okay. So she's like, let me try again and see. Of course, she was just taking me for idiot. She didn't want to give me her phone, because the place she was sat, there's a glass barrier, like that counter thing where they put phone products and whatever. So I could kind of see what she was doing on her phone, and she was on WhatsApp and she was chatting. She was probably telling the guy or girl she was chatting to how, hey, there's this girl here, she's disturbing me, I don't know what to do. So I noticed and I started getting a bit upset, because it's like, if you didn't want to help me, you could have just said no and I would have just found someone else. So I'm giving her time. I'm looking through the glass and I can see she's on WhatsApp, and it's not like she's even trying to hide it. So eventually she looks up and she's like, oh yeah, imekata tena, I can't help you. And I remember I got so upset, I just walked out before I did anything, because it's like, it wasn't that she said no to me, it's how she made it look like she was gonna help, but she didn't. Anyways, I'm upset. So in that span of not thinking, I decided to just find the other means of transport to get home, because they're not too far apart. So I walk up there, and then there's already a line, guys. I'm telling you, Nairobi, when it rains, CBD, I don't know about other areas, but in Nairobi CBD, when it rains, you don't want to be there. It's like, that's what reminds you of why you need to work hard and like get a car or something, because being in the CBD and you're a pedestrian is the ghetto. Anyways, I proceed to the other like bus service provider that can also get me home, and there's already a build-up of a line, but at least it was very manageable. I think we were like 20 people max on that line, which is still a bit long, but at least a bus capacity is like 37 to 40, I don't know, 40 people, yeah, maybe. So I was like, at least this one, when the bus comes, I know I'll be among the passengers. So But then like the money thing was still bugging me a bit, because I was like, I don't want to get somewhere that I'm bahatishaing and I don't have enough money, and I know very well my phone is dead. So I decided to ask another person for their phone, just to kindly lend me their phones. I called my mother to send me money so that I can withdraw it and get home. So again, I channel my humble aura, my humble voice, my humble face, because when you're asking for help and it's like a big stretch favor kind of thing, you need to be humble about it. You don't want to look entitled. So this time it was the mama just ahead of me on the line, and she had her friend with her. They were just chit-chatting, so they looked like they were in a good mood. So I was like, perfect, let me just ask them, because like worst they could say is no. Like, I just explained my situation to her. And I told her why I needed her phone to call home. And I thought I was doing a really good job. I'm just trying to show her how much I need this. I could really use this. And she just waited for me to finish. She was very kind of her. And then she just went like, no, jaribu mwingine, si mimi. And I'm like, okay, understandable. Like in my mind, I'm like, even me, if someone just came up randomly and asked me to use my phone, like it would be really hard for me to say yes. So I was like, it's okay, understandable, fair point. But then like I'm desperate. The desperation to just get home is serious for me. So again, I look at her and I'm like, I understand, but like this is all I can do. Like, I just need to call my mom or my dad and just tell them like it's either they can send me some money to get home safely, or they can just let me know if it's cool if I just don't come home. Like, I just want to communicate, because I know they're worried. My phone is dead. They don't know where their daughter is. It's starting to get dark. It's 6:45 at this time, which is true. I genuinely wanted to let my parents know that I'm okay, because like, going offline, MIA, no one can reach you. It's a bit worrisome, especially when you are intent on going back home and they knew you were intent on going back home. So that's where I was. So I genuinely just wanted that communication, yeah? So again, she looks at me and she's like,
I know you want to steal from me. I can tell. Unakaa tu mwizi.
And I'm like, whoa, you guys, life out here is hard. Because you have built up this image of yourself of how you're such a nice person and how like stealing is not even something you can consider. But when you go out there, no one cares and no one knows you like that, and people will assume all sorts of things about you. And that was like my first dose of that in a long time. Because this mama just said, straight up, you look like a thief. I don't trust you. I'm not giving you my phone. She said no. I was just like, I'm done. Like, I'm done. But then she started seeing like I could be genuine. But the friend at the back was not my friend. She was very anti. She was like, the whole time she was like, you really want to give her your phone? Audrey, Nairobi ni kubaya kumeharibika. Kwanza these days they send girls like you to like lure people and get their phones, and then they just disappear on you. Like, she was really building a case against me. And again, I understand that she was coming from a place of love and trying to protect her friend and everything, but like, it really wasn't doing me any good. So at this point, I'm starting to like just give up, and I'm just looking at her like, and then she starts saying, "Si uende uko, go uko, try and ask someone else for a phone." And it's like, I have tried. I possibly, like, most of the shops around the streets had started closing because it's getting dark, so you can only approach too many people on the street, and most people are walking past, so you can't just stop someone. Like, I would prefer to just approach you because we're in the line together, we can converse, I can reason with you and tell you why exactly I need the phone. Like, to me it just made sense more that way. But she was just trying to deflect me, like, go to the phone shops, go to the shops, and or ask someone, like, just not us. And I'm like, whoa, okay, I get it. So I think the lady I was actually asking to borrow her phone, she noticed that I was getting dejected, and she just got to a point and she's like,
part of me thinks unataka kunibia. Like, I'm very convinced you're a thief kind of thing. Like, it's a scheme. I feel like it's a scheme.
Those are the vibes she was giving me. So I'm like, okay, fair enough. But like, I'm desperate. I just want to call my mama. I remember even saying, I just want to call my mama. Like, my tears were here. They were balancing. because I'm like, I'm desperate. I just want to talk to my mom. At this point, I was just like done with the world. So the friend at the back is continuing to rally against me, and it's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good because she's winning. Because of course this lady will trust a friend over a girl, stranded girl who is making very weird requests to use the phone. So I remember how, guys, I had told you I hadn't started eating, and when I have not eaten in a long time, I either become slow or moody, like emotional, like the smallest things will set me off. So this lady keeps talking, and I just like kunja my fist, and I feel like I just want to, but I can't. This friend at the back, who is not at all in support of her friend lending me her phone to call home or whatever, is really rallying her friend up, and she's like, "Jaribu kumpe hiyo simu. Don't give her your phone if you know what's good for you." Like, she was really on those vibes. But then I decided, like, let me try and make eye contact, because, you know, oral skills classes way back in high school, this is where they apply in real life. So we had a moment where I was like, and she was like, and I was like, please, like, our eyes are locked. Okay, ushani convince, nitakupea simu, I'll give you my phone, but on condition that you use it on speaker. I want to hear if you're really calling your mom or if you're just trying to plot how you're gonna disappear in 2 seconds once I hand it over. And I was just like, oh, I'll take it. Deal. We have ourselves a deal. So that's how she ended up lending me her phone eventually, even though she was highly, highly, highly convinced that I was there to steal from her, because I was some part of some big phone stealing syndicate that operates when it's raining and it sends girls who are dejected and stranded. But you know, I understand where she was coming from in all this, because me myself, if someone came up to me even during normal circumstances where it's not raining and, you know, it's not chaotic, I would still very much consider very deeply whether to give them a phone. So I very much understood where she was coming from. So I call up my mom. I'm there, I'm crying, my voice is shaking. My mom can tell that I'm upset. So I'm like, Mom, it's late, I still haven't left the city, it's raining, I don't have enough money. So my mom is like, my mom is really chilled, she's really cool. So she's like, it's okay, why don't you just go to your aunt's place for the night? And I'm like, yeah, why don't I just wait, why didn't I think of that? Why? Because, you know, guys, again, I hadn't eaten, I'm slow, my brain is not braining, so I hadn't even thought of the options that I had mentioned earlier that I could go hang out at just for the night, because it was looking like I was stranded for the night. Like, leaving town was not looking likely for me, and especially going a bit far from town was not looking likely for me because it was already late. So yeah, my mom is like, yeah, why don't you just go? And I'm like, oh yeah, actually I can go. So yeah, and that's how the call ended. Because, you know, the thing is, going to my aunt's house is like 50 bob only. And here I was like panicking about not having enough money. Like, my brain ni kama ilikuwa imesema, you know what, even me, I'm out. But yeah, so, and then, you know, the other thing is, incidentally, getting to my aunt's place, the buses that I need to take were just behind me. Literally, I just needed to do this, and there's a bus, and get in. So I don't know why I hadn't thought about it. I was just having a chaotic and slow day. You need to eat when you face problems. If you can't eat, it will solve a lot of problems. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe to my channel for more videos on trying to navigate adulthood and just growing, personal growth. Also, comment down below if you've ever had a long day like this, or if you can relate to any part of my story, especially being in the gutter when it rains. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.